Hello, hello. Old Dad here. This is kind of where I hang out a lot of times whenever I'm off, and I'll just put myself here. So, we're getting ready to work on this bridge some more, and I'm telling you what, last night whenever I got up. Last night when I got home from work, I was so tempted to just get on here and start working on that bridge. I wanted to do it, but then I thought, you know what? I'll wait. I'll wait and I'll do it with everybody else. I did say, while at work, I left a message and a post saying that I'll be on at 8. And I made it 8 o'clock because I was pretty anxious. And just to show you how anxious I've been on this, I started doing terraforming. So the village along the way, I was doing terraforming and stuff on the village. At night when I get home, I play a little bit. And as you see, I put in a couple beacons and I dug out the village. Villagers are all right there. They're all right here. And I started digging out and terraforming over here. Because, the old man needs something to do, and sometimes terraforming is just as fun as cutting down trees. But this is our project. And are we going to get it done today? Probably not. I mean, just to be realistic, we're probably not going to get it done. But we're going to continue on with it. And a bigger question is did I? Yes, I had glass. Good. Let's do that right off the bat. We're going to fill these holes. So, how is everybody's day today? How have you been? How have you been? Um, Wrestling, this masked man thing, I'm going to say this. They're finally doing it right. It ain't like just some masked man comes in, does something, and then reveals who he is. If you're going to do that, why do it at all? I mean, think about it. Randy Orton back in the day when he was doing stuff, he never wore a mask. He would just run in, RKO somebody, do something, then run back out. Heck, he even struck a pose while he did it. That was that was when Randy Orton was the good guy at first. Then he became a bad guy again and so on and so forth. Okay, well, let's grab this out and we'll start off with this. I want that. We'll just set that there. We'll get rid of the iron and 30. Well, we know we ain't going to have enough. And by the time we're done, we're going to have way too much. I don't I don't care because I end up using them for other stuff. There we go. There we go. All right, now we're doing by two, and I have to remind myself of what we're actually doing because if it's a couple days that you go to do it, your counts, you got to make sure that those are right. Yep, didn't remember that either. Okay, well, need my glowstone. I need to eat. All right. So I did most of my terraforming over there, and I did most of it without a beacon, which is fine because, I enjoy doing it. It's relaxing and stuff like that. And then it occurs to me, oh yeah, beacon. So then I put a couple beacons in there. I had young lad help me. I was like, where would be the optimal optimal beacon? Where would be the best place to put a beacon? And he showed me, and I put the beacons there. That way I get the best coverage. And after I did that, it was just haste 2 and just blowing through things. It was actually kind of wonderful. This is actually kind of wonderful too because now I can just. Oh, wrong one. There we go. I lost one. You think I'd put those two close together? So, my thoughts yesterday at work was what it'd be like to be a leprechaun. You know, you always see the things on leprechauns. I did it again. I did it again. You always see the things on leprechauns, and you're just like, you know, you chase down the leprechaun, you get your gold and stuff like that. But what would it be like to be a leprechaun? That would be I think a fun life because like you could have like eating wise, you would never run out of food. If if you were a leprechaun and you worked a regular job and you was just part of regular society and you were like, 2 foot tall and you're eating Lucky Charms and oh yeah, I just did that. And I'm gonna have to break it with the shovel because I want the. Did I? Am I using the wrong shovel? I'm using the wrong shovel. I am. Oh well. So, and I thought, how neat would it be to be a leprechaun? And I wonder if a leprechaun gets a bad back from sitting on gold all the time. Like he's like, "What's your chair made of?" It's made of gold. I'm sitting on metal constantly. My back is hurting. My back's hurting. I'm always sitting on metal. Those were the thoughts I was thinking at work yesterday. And then, like, if you could go ant size, how scary the world would be. Because first of all, even if you got along with ants, say like you were Ant Man and you got along with ants, and then you would be like, but everything else seems so big, like so big. It wouldn't be like what they show on the movie because you'd just be like, let's make sure we did that right. You would be like every bug, every other bug, you would be like, wow, that's big. Plus, you'd be shaped like a human, not an ant. So you would be like even tinier because you're vertical rather than like long horizontal. So you would be like, and my cats would probably just toss me around. My cats would be like, "Oh, you became a toy." And I'd be like, "I'm not a toy." And they'd be like, "Pounce." And I'd be like, "Ouch." It's what I'm thinking about right now. I mean, this is like morning thoughts, and I'm thinking about how much fun my cats would have at my expense. I don't know. It's like maybe I should. That was dumb. See, I did it again. I got to thinking about something else, and boom, mistakes. I might make this. I doubt if I do. But I might make this. No. No, I don't think I am. Maybe by the time I get to the end, though, I'll have this whole block setting thing down. Work has been wonderful. Um, I'm so fortunate. I work with such great people. Um, and at the start of my yesterday, I got to be what we call a float. So I went between halls. And the best part about being float is you get to see everyone, not just all the residents, but all the different staff. I love working with everybody. So when you're the float, you get to work with everybody. I got to work with Danielle. I got to work with Kathy. I got to work with Becca. I got to work with Jackie. I got to work with Kristen. I think I'm saying it. Yeah, Christy. I got to work with Nancy. I got hit by something. I'm going to assume it's flying doodads. Um, oh, yeah. Maybe it's nap time on the game. We'll nap over here. We'll nap over here because over here has me some block. I can get a few more while I'm napping. But flying doodads. Oh, an Enderman. A sheep. The evil sheep. Sheep out at night. The evil sheep. Well, that would be disturbing, like all of a sudden. I gotta show you what I did to my chicken farm and stuff like that. Here's what happened. Here's what's happened. I go and all of a sudden there's chickens everywhere. I mean, like mad chicken farm chickens. Like they were everywhere. And then what happened was, make sure they're still tied up. What happened was one of these pieces was just gone. And I'm like, why is one of these pieces gone? So I doubled that up. Now I could do something, make it neater and stuff like that, but I kind of like that look. I did the same thing with the cow farm up there, the cow house. Would we call it a cow house? So anyway, I did it with that too because just chickens everywhere. And then I'm like offhand, I'm just like, here, let me. Oh, looky, I got 6 extra. Offhand, I'm just like, here, let me grab these and stuff like that. We'll use those later, but we will not use the mossy. I don't want mossy. I learned how to make mossy block. All I do is take a block and that, and then I got mossy block. I thought I had to. Yep, that happened. I thought I had to use like moss. So I'm like originally trying to figure out how to like make moss, which ain't hard at all. You just bone meal it. Um, Seems like it would be difficult, but it really isn't. Okay, let's make one or two more of these. First, let's put that there. And what do you think? Three? Three? I agree. Three. We'll make three of these. I'm wondering, I want to take a drink of my coffee, but I don't want to slurp in your ear. Be like splash, 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 coffee drink. And they'd be like, hey, it's old dad. He drinks coffee. Which, I mean, is 100% accurate, but I still don't want to slurp in your ear. Did I go out of sneak? No. It looked like I went out of sneak there for a second. Nope. Like that. There we go. I did it again. I could become a game on how many times old dad messes up, and I don't mind. I don't mind. I think the thicker on the bridge is going to make it look better. Now, that's an opinion. I hope it's right because I'm going to tell you this. I'll try to make it right. I think it'd be easier trying to make the bridge. I did I really? Okay, well, I think it would be easier to try to make the bridge adapt to this idea than it would be to tear it all out, especially being this high up. There's no way I'm tearing it out from being this high up. I mean, losing the block doesn't bother me because I have a stone generator and I can easily get it back. And it's a lot better than just running down and trying to collect block off of everything down there. And then there is the part of me that just wants to like rain block in a certain place. And then like one day whenever I'm down there and I'm just like, look at all these block. What are they for? And forgetting that I did it because that would be an easy thing to do. So the goal of the bridge is to get young lad's original base. I almost did it. I caught that one. I'm pretty proud of myself. And on the other side, I'll show you that here when we're done. All I want to do is this bottom. Wait. All I want to do is finish out the bottom. And then we'll basically do that, look at it for a while. Now, I'll do that whenever I'm not on. But I'll have it up and I'll just like look at it and decide what the next step is. And we'll go ahead from there. We're almost at the end. Don't get too anxious now. There we go. So on wrestling, their masked man, they're finally doing it right. Instead of just showing the mask, and whatever, they're actually prolonging it. And honestly, I appreciate that. Why have someone wear a mask if they're just going to show their identity right there? That ain't surprise. Surprise, it's me. No, surprise, it's me if you're going to wear a mask and hide, is that you wear it for a while. Am I the only one that would think that way? Ooh, I ran out. Okay, well, that's going to have to come. Should I just make another one for that side? I think I should just make another one for that side. Because eventually we're going to add to this. We're not just going to leave it as a flat ground. That's why we left this open on the sides. Oh, yeah. We're going to grab one piece of iron and give me another one. Give me another one. We'll put it over there. Don't have to worry about the villagers breeding. They all went into the well. A neat thing, an interesting thing about that is there was a well on the other side. So I'm going to just set that here. And oh, not a well on the other side. There was a well within the well. There we go. That is everything that I wanted to do on that. I want to show you a couple things though. So they all went into the well over here and they just got stuck in the well somehow. And I found it like funny and I sealed them up and I thought this village has a chance. There was a well underneath it. So as I was digging out the whole thing, There was a well underneath the well. There's something else over here somewhere. I like to bury them, if you're wondering. I like to bury them. And I dug it out like this because I don't plan on tearing it down and rebuilding it or putting steps way up to it. I plan on putting on a second floor. And on this house here, these two houses, I plan on putting one main floor and those two be bedrooms. The thing is I'm going to have to use like oak and cobblestone, which I'm fine with. But this one here, now this one here I can do different. I could tear this out or add something. We'll decide that when we go to do that build. And this right here was just to remind me of distance area. We had to figure out where this cut off. Well, I say we as in young lad. He did that for me. Yeah, see, that looks more like a bridge that would go across there. Now the sides, I'm going to add something to the sides. So it'll be a 4, but we'll have plenty of room. And I'll show you other side projects that I've been working on. Different things for future streams. Not that I'm overly planning because truthfully I like playing it the way I'm playing it. This is a build I'm doing for a house. I'm taking my time. This is more or less something I'm just doing here and there. And right here, I'll probably just continue on and add dirt all the way over. Because I'm pretty sure that's the underneath base. And that's how you get to it. And I don't know if I'll have trapdoors there at the end. Right now, that's to keep the bad guys out. And I'm going to wreck. Here, let's wreck here. Wreck in water. Wreck in water. It's safest. Let's get these ready. Put that there. Go nappy nap time. And I'll give you an idea of the thoughts that's run through old Dad's mind when it comes to doing these things. I like roads. I think a road is really, really good to have. So you got this, and you got the actual village that I was working on over there. And as you see, we got a road coming over, and you see these. That's the way to the end fortress. End fortress. The portal. That's the way to the portal. So I eventually want to make a road to it. And I made like little markers. It's something I like to do. And Young Lad's original base has the mob farm, right? So right here, and why we're building this bridge, and we're taking this path, this takes me to the nether roof. The one over there takes me to the nether. And if I come down from here, there's Young Lad's original base. There is the mob farm. Very, very nice to have. And it gives purpose behind the road. I don't mind making roads. I don't mind like building up and things like that. But I do like there to be a purpose behind it. Now, I think that there is a beacon. I want to say it's. I don't remember. Is it this way? No, it is not this way. Is it? No. Is it this way? There's a beacon, which, you think you would have saw, like I would have saw. It's right over here. Is it right here? No. It's around here somewhere. There's an area of land right there. And this is just regular beacon. I think it's haste. Nope, it's protection. And right here, I want to make a camp again. Being I lost my original world and I'm starting new, I know that there's things I liked about my world. And one of them things that I liked was having. Is that what I think it is? Am I just like breaking things that are useful? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, we're just taking a couple of those. So, I like having things, certain things, and one of the things I like having is I like having um, a camp right there. I can see where the original base is, my original base. So, once the roads are done, once there's ways to go to the different places, I like to walk and I have different sets of armor. I might go around and just wear like my leather. And I especially like my leather armor at camp. So that was once a tree. And then I just hit the thing. And we're going to have to make another great tree. I kind of want to make a great tree out of jungle wood because I think it would be really great. Maybe on this one, the great tree be jungle. But I think it would mess up this area. Maybe we do. I mean, it's got a tree. Maybe we do oak. Maybe we do oak and just add to this tree. When you leave it up in the air like that, it looks different, doesn't it? We'll add to that. I almost want to do that now. See if I can turn that into a better tree. But I honestly, I like that tree as it is. I mean, it needs something on the one way. And this right here, these little caves. I look around at my base and at the different area and I think of all these fun things that I can do in these areas that, well, here I need to put a fence or something because I was doing that right there with the cow farm. I was doubling up the fence the same way. And what ended up happening, I need to double up the gates. What ended up happening was I was doing it fighting off zombies because I was like, I put this down here. Why are they coming? And young lad was like, well, they can walk on it. They just can't spawn on it. I was like, well, that's garbage. We might need to do something for the horses, give them a place to live. And these are all thoughts. This is something I enjoy about. So this is something I enjoy about work because at work you're working and stuff like that, but your mind's in the game. You think about different things at home, and for me, I think about like, oh, you know what I could build? I can build this. And then I have that thought for a while and maybe I expand on it. Maybe I grab a notebook out of my back pocket and just start writing stuff down and have it for later. I could bring the horse, one of the horses over here, and give him this. That might, you know what, that might not be a bad idea. I ain't exactly sure how I'm going to get it in. Probably have to just ride it in. Come in through here. Let's knock this out. Come in through here and go down. Wonder if that'll work. Let's take this out a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. And then the horse will have, like, one of the horses will have a home. Now, is there a gate? Like, no gate whatsoever? Seriously? So what horse am I going to trap in this section forever? I'm going to ride a horse. I get to ride a horse. Uh, let's do Iron Horse. Okay, so I tried to do a raid yesterday. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a raid. And I did it because Young Lad was here. And I thought, if I do a raid while Young Lad's here, I have a chance of surviving that raid. Because if I start getting killed, he can just take the controller. And yeah, that's how I judge out a lot of the fighting stuff. Okay, well, this is so weird. Okay, you need to be up here. Now back in here. Alright. Have fun, Dave. This is your new home. You got water. Yes. Drink your water. I'll get you hay bales. Alright. Well, I'll go out the door. Enjoy your new home, Dave. Let's get you some hay bales. Hay bales that you can look at forever. I'm trying to fly and I don't fly because I put on my chest plate. Okay, so we're going after hay bales. Don't I have hay bales here? Even if I didn't, I have this. Do I? Oh yeah, they're everywhere. It's genius idea. Genius. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna fly. We're getting to be night time. Maybe I turn one of them houses into a house. Let's get Dave his some hay bales. You get a horse, you get all excited. You never feed the horse again. Yep. Now, you would think, and I wouldn't want to do this, but you would think that, hi Dave. Hi, what are you doing to me, Dave? Here, you eat that? You eat that? No? Okay, well, I'm still sticking hay bales in here. I know you'll eat that. Here, here. Eat. Eat. I didn't want to feed you anyway, Dave. Okay. We'll just stick. Yep. Yep. You're pretty excited, aren't you, Dave? You remind me of my cats. They get all excited when they see me too when I come home. Old Dad has cats. That doesn't look right, does it? And I can't really put it out here because there's not enough room. He'll jump right over. Dave, you might not get hay bales. Maybe I put them on the outside. Shouldn't I have jump powers? Maybe I put them like right here. Right here. And this will be the old. Can I call you Old Dave? That would be funny. Old Dave. And there. No, that doesn't look right. How about there? And we'll take that one out and that one. And maybe like that. And then Dave's got hay bales. We need to put them on our sides so we know they're hay bales, not some weird block. There we go. Okay. Hay bales. Hay bales that you can look at through the fence. I feel like I'm being mean to you, Dave. You got some lights. They're rather average lights. Do I have the iron on me? I do have iron on me. That's where I do my beacons. Hi, Dave. We can go and it'll be Dave visiting place. All right. Dave's got a home. Dave's got a home, and we can go here. He can't get out the door anyway. Hi, Dave. And we're just, haha, we're peeking at Dave through the window, and Dave doesn't know we're here because he's too tall. There was a bell there. I could always put the bell back, but I don't think I'm going to. I might. That's for another day. Was I smelting anything good? Was I smelting anything good? I was. You know what? I need buckets. Oh, wait. Let's add to that. I wouldn't mind doing a good nether block house, like a nether brick. And I didn't put a barrel on top because, well, I didn't think I was going to use it that much. I thought I was going to use this so much more. So this one's got the barrel and this one is just there. And that one's for food. There we go. All right. Let's see. This is the villager house. That is a pillager, and it's several of them. Chest plates on. Sneak over. Hi, guys. You know what would be great for that village? Oh, you know what? Chest plate, wings. Give me my wings. You know what would be great for this village? Not the one I'm at. Wrong way. Oh, set up, did some terraforming here. Eventually, I'm setting it all up. Eventually, I want like to put all my nether stuff there. But this village over here, put some kind of fence or something like that over it and make it for raids. This would be great for raids. Take all these people that are here, put them, say, like in this house right here, and have them all set up. Have the house all like blocked up and made to where like bad guys can't get in it. And just make it a raid place. I don't know if I'll do anything on the sides here. I think that honestly, moving on is the best course of action that I have. But we did do what we wanted to do on the bridge, and you got a little bit of old dad's mind. There was the beetroot farm that we did the other day. And it goes up the hill. Needs like, oh, you know what? I started setting up this area. Terraforming. It's the tree cutting of terror? I don't know. So tonight, if I have a chance and I don't decide to go mining or something like that, right here, I might start my steps down. And I say right here because there's that house down there, and then I can just like bridge over right here and then take it straight over. Come in toward the back. And then that actually is to go to my house over yonder, up there. This one has a way to go to my house, and that way I can go to the mob farm. So you just go through here and you just take the steps up. And you'll notice that this is as easy as possible. Young lad got on here and made it as easy as possible for me, and as you can tell by the walls, as safe as possible for me. And skeleton. He ain't very nice. He was shooting at me. And there we are, right back at my house. Back to safety. Like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me if there's anything else I should be doing. And I don't know. I think I'm done here. I think that we did what we set to do. I got to clean out my inventory. I got another horse over here. What is that? Fog. Morning fog. I like doing this for two reasons. I started using these because now I can just craft anywhere I want. And I think it looks good. I believe that it looks good. And then here, it ain't for smelting. It's just I put random stuff in it. Random stuff. And I'm like, oh, I have these in my inventory. I'll make and use this. So at certain points, I just, you know, and I'll have block there. Don't have to worry about a crafting place in the house anymore because I have them all along the walkways. It looks like I just have regular block on most of them. We'll just go ahead and put this here because we're going to use them again. I doubt if I use any more glowstone or glass though. I will say that. I probably won't use any more glowstone or glass. Um, I'll probably switch over. Back at my early build, down here I used to have a campfire area, and you can't boost your flying with the sword. Um, Glad you can't see my fingers on the button. Sometimes I make like these funny mistakes, and I'll call them out because I'm a firm believer in owning your mistakes. But you can see the way to the end. It's actually quicker to go this way than it is to go via the nether roof. The nether roof, the portal there is by young lad's house. He has a house on this game, and that's what he does. With, when he plays and he fixes something, he'll sometimes go to his house. You'll get a house. You'll get a house, Dave. I would offer you like an apple or something like that, but I really don't want to give up a golden apple. I need a gold farm. I mean, I don't know how I'll go about making a gold farm, but I need one. And we'll put all this right here. We'll see if we can make use of it right there. I don't know what it's going to be, but since we're going to have something there, that's what we're going to do. I used to have this. I set it all up like this. I used to have this boss, and I grew up with this boss. His name was Bill. And he was like, if you're going to do it right, this, that, and the other. But his way of encouraging you to do it right was he would keep you at the same spot until you did. And what I mean by that is there was times that I would be cleaning the grill of his dump truck, right? And as a younger lad, I was very young at the time. I started working for him when I was like 12, and you had no choice. You just went. If you decided that you wasn't going to go, well, then he'd come in after you. He'd come into my mom and dad's house and come get me and my brothers. And if we were like, we're not working today, he'd be like, get your, you know, butt. But he didn't say butt. He'd be like, get your butt out there. You're working anyway. So, whether you wanted to or not, you were doing it. And if you didn't do it right, he made you stay there until you did it right. And at 12 years old, I was just like, I really don't want to do this. And I had to anyway. So he would just make me sit there, not sit there. I'd have to stand, do his grill, one finger at a time. And then once I was done, he would check it. And if I didn't do it right, well, guess what? I was doing it all over again. And he'd even tell me, he'd be like, I know if you're not doing it right, it'll show. And if you're not, you're doing it again. And all day long, one finger wiping off the grill, all day long. And you think it would be like real quick that you'd learn, but it ain't. It ain't real quick that you learn. Um, Took quite a while, and I never wanted to keep doing it. This is that terraforming thing I was telling you about. I do this, and it's just so peaceful, and your mind gets to rest and wander a little bit, and you think about different things. I'll sometimes, like, I'll go and, you know what? We're going to take this down to here. We're just going to make this whole area. And so I learned to do things right or try to get them as right as possible because, I learned the hard way. I'd have to keep doing it, keep doing it. And then, you know, you worked all day. You like put in 8 hours. 12 years old, you've worked for 8 hours. You're expecting to get like decent money or something like that for 12 hours, and he'd hand you $4. And, the next day, $4. Eventually, though, I started doing the job right, and he started giving me other stuff to do, and I'd start making a little more money. But when you're young, your thoughts are, I don't want to do this, and you had to do it anyway. There. I don't know if that's exactly the good I wanted, but it'll work. We'll stop there, and we're just going to add these. just adding in a little bit extra. You know what? I was thinking something else, but now I'm thinking this. Make a little landing here. And this will be a place where I can, like, put a build here too. Terraform. It's fun. Well, it's relaxing anyway. I don't know if some call this fun. I do. Maybe it's an old dad thing. Oh, yeah, that ain't gonna work, is it? That ain't gonna work at all. Well, that would. There we go. Then maybe right here we'll just add a little extra. We'll add a little extra. There we go. Now where are we starting at? Right here? Right there. Natty versus Roxanne, Maxine Dupree. I love the fact that Maxine's become an actual wrestler. It almost reminds me of Trish Stratus, her transformation. Um, and I know a lot of people ain't going to remember, but Trish Stratus started out as a manager. And then she became a wrestler. But she started as a manager for Test and Albert. And then became a wrestler. And I don't even think, like, you think back at whenever she first came out. Old Dad remembers this. Um, I don't even think she was meant to be a wrestler. She just became one because she was a she was a manager. Her whole thing was being a manager and doing different stuff on the side. She was like visual candy. This is actually turning out to look pretty good. Now, I don't know if I want to do something like that. Probably should get out of here before I get blown up. Or, I mean, my gear, I'm pretty much okay if I get blown up. But I don't want to have to patch holes whenever I'm trying to do the other stuff. You can see where I had a spruce tree there. Oh, wait, I got an electron. That bad guy over there? That's a witch. Yep, going pass. That's definitely a pass. I'm not fighting a witch. Not if I don't have to. I mean, I'll fight her if she spawns in the mob farm, because then she can't attack me. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Tell me what you think of the bridge. Tell me any ideas that you have for the bridge. I'll be looking at it myself, trying to figure out what's next. Maybe next time here we honestly hit the bee farm. I kind of want to get that going, get that finished. If I have time today, maybe I'll go ahead and do some more on it. But thank you guys for hanging out, and I will catch you next time. Later.